talking Blue Raider basketball. Live from the Boulevard Bar and Grille. It's Nick McDevitt Live. 1 hour of basketball conversation featuring the head coach of the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. Be part of the show by dropping us your questions or comments to blueraidernet@gmail.com. Tonight's show is presented by Ascend Federal Credit Union, the exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics. Bud Light, it's for the fans. And Ascension St. Thomas, the official hospital partner of MTSU.
Buford from 17, good, and middle wins it.
Now with Coach Nick McDevitt, here's the voice of the Blue Raiders, Chip Walters.
Coming up. Welcome in to the Boulevard on this Monday night, and glad to have you all back with us as we head down the stretch, and we're right now at the clubhouse turn in the conference race. We are at the midpoint of the 24-25 Conference USA race, and we've seen everybody one time, and we'll see them all again starting this week. Coach Nick McDevitt here, and Coach, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
It's round two is about to start up.
It is, and like I mentioned on the post-game show, you had a great win over UTEP on Saturday, and your prize for that is you get to play 3 straight on the road to start the conference,
the second round
of through the league. This past weekend, Middle was obviously at home to take on New Mexico State and UTEP, and had a split. Love to have gotten both of them. 2 tremendous games and tremendous finishes, but Thursday night didn't work out. Saturday night did, and man, do we have a race going on in the league.
Yes, we do. We've talked about this with our team. All of our games are going to be close. You look at not just our games, but all the games around the league. The other night, it was Thursday night, there were 4 games that were decided by 4, 4, 4, and 8. And, it's not just us playing in tight games. So you've got to be able to execute late game stuff, but also to withstand the grind of what is going to be ahead over the next 6 weeks. It's just going to be tough. There's a 2-game separation between 1st and 8th. There's a 6-way tie right now for 3rd place at 5 and 4. And, La Tech, somebody I think tweeted out earlier today that if the seedings went out today, that La Tech would be the 8th seed.
Wow.
Well, they were the preseason favorite to win the league, and so that's how competitive it is. That's how good it is, and that's how well that anybody's going to have to play over the next 6 weeks to win it.
They're in 8th place, but they have 16 wins overall.
Well, I think that speaks to how strong our league is. I mean, they came into conference play at like 12-2 or 11-2, or had a really strong non-conference schedule and really good results. And they're in a tie for 3rd through 8th.
It was crazy. Now here are the standings. Jacksonville State is in 1st place by themselves, 7-2. Middle in 2nd place by themselves at 6-3. Then you've got Liberty, Louisiana Tech, UTEP, Western Kentucky, Kennesaw State, and New Mexico State. That is your 6-way tie for 3rd place. And then you've got Sam Houston and FIU tied for 9th place at 1 and 8. And I wouldn't want to play either one of them.
Absolutely. No, you don't. Absolutely not. We were thinking, again, this is something else we shared with our group, is that right now, you just mentioned it, Jacksonville State is in 1st by themselves. We are in 2nd by ourselves. We both beat FIU by 4.
Yeah.
Through the 1st round, the 1st place team and the 2nd place team beat the last place team by 4 each. There's not much room for error.
And I know you probably dig into this maybe even a little more. Is there another league in the country right now that's as tight as this one?
I don't know. I don't know if there is. But there's certainly a lot of parity in this one. It's competitive every night. It's hard. Winning is hard in good leagues, and this is a good league.
Yep. And the other thing about it too, and we've touched on this before, and we certainly will as we continue to move along, but the league as a whole is elevated itself over a year ago. These numbers won't be exactly right, but a year ago there were about 6 or 7 teams within the net rankings that were 200 or above. Now you have 7 or 7.
9.
There's 9 between 100 and 200.
There's only one team that's not above 200.
And that's FIU right now, right?
That's correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that in itself shows where where the league as a whole then ranks. That's why you are, Conference USA is in about 9th place right now, and ahead
Still
of
holding steady right there. It's just we played 2 good teams this past weekend, and we got 2 more good ones this weekend.
So it is something else for sure. And Thursday it will be at Jacksonville State, who Middle has a win over already. So I mean, you try to go down there. That's a game for first place.
It's a game for first place. It's an important one. Jacksonville State's last loss was to us. They've won 6 in a row since we played. They're good. They have not lost at home all season,
including non-conference.
Including non-conference, they do not have a home loss. Kennesaw State has won all season. They are combined 19-1 at home.
Wow!
And so we've got our work cut out for us this week to try to go get 1, much less 2.
What has been what has been for Jacksonville State in particular, who has gone on a big winning streak? What is it about them that has gotten them so hot right now?
I don't know. We're in the middle of diving into that right now as a staff. We'll go over them in depth a little bit more tomorrow. But I don't know that there's this one thing that just says that they have completely shifted in this area. It's just a little bit better play from this guy, and this guy's grown up, and your turnovers are down just a hair, your rebounds are up just a hair, your rotations are just a little bit better, but also just that growing confidence. You find a way to win a couple on the road, and they did, that you go steal some that most others can't get.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden there's this belief that starts to swell amongst your players. And when you've got a talented guy like Jerron Pierre, who's a 20-plus point per night guy, and you've got somebody like Mason Nicholson, who is a mammoth human being at the 5, you've got a chance.
Yeah. And then Kennesaw has the 2 great scorers. They've got the freshman and then the older guy, and they're again right in that mix, and so this is everybody that makes everybody kind of grades road swings. What's the toughest road swing in the league? Well, we like to think that the Western Middle swing ought to be the toughest, and then you've got the Liberty FIU swing is tough in its own way. UTEP New Mexico State is tough. Louisiana Tech and Sam Houston's tough. And now you've got this Kennesaw Jacksonville State swing. There are no easy ones out there anymore. There was a time, probably in the Sun Belt days, when the FAU-FIU swing was, let's go down there, get some sun, play a little ball.
and come back home with 2 wins.
And then the next thing you know, FAU ended up going to the Final Four. And now, Jeremy has got the FIU team playing a style of defense that you never know what's going to happen. I mean, we went down there and won by 4, but then 2 days later, they're beating Western by 20.
That's right.
So there's never an easy night in this league, as we found out this past weekend with 2 tremendous college basketball games with New Mexico State and UTEP. We'll start breaking those down, talking about them in just a minute, but we want to remind you we are at the Boulevard, right across from campus here at the corner of East Main and Middle Tennessee Boulevard, our favorite sports bar right here in the borough. So stick with us. Coach is here. We're talking basketball tonight on the Blue Raider Network from Van Wagner.
When it comes to money, I'm a saver.
Me too. Though I can also be a bit of a spender.
Well, Ascend has got you both covered. With our interest-earning checking, you can
Earn interest so I can save money for my beach trip?
Sure. And with our rewards checking, you can
Oh, get cash back for my purchases? Tap reward?
Yep, so no matter how you handle your money, Ascend Federal Credit Union has the right checking account for you. Interest-earning checking earns 3.56% annual percentage yield up to $15,000. Some restrictions apply.
Not feeling well and need to see a doctor? Find the care you need now at Ascension St. Thomas. We're here with 24/7 ER care, same-day care, and walk-in urgent care for broken bones, sprains, allergies, sore throats, and more. Visit ascension.org/St. Thomas Care to get the right care at the right place at the right time. Serving Middle Tennessee State University, Murfreesboro, and surrounding communities.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
Roscoe Brown is proud to be a longtime supporter of MTSU Athletics and your locally owned HVAC and plumbing company for over 80 years. Roscoe Brown has been the trusted name for heating, cooling, and plumbing for Middle Tennessee homeowners and businesses. Call 888-MY-ROSCOE to schedule your HVAC or plumbing service today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown. People you know, a name you trust. Go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown.
RoscoeBrown.com.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance takes great pride in supporting and treating Middle Tennessee State University athletes, providing expert treatment of injuries to bones, joints, or muscles. TOA's team of orthopedic specialists can get you back in the game. Same-day appointments and walk-ins are welcome. Injured? Visit one of our many ortho urgent cares, or to make an appointment, call 1-855-NEED-TOA or visit www.toa.com. TOA, the official team doctor for Blue Raider Athletics.
The MTSU Alumni Association is proud of its more than 130,000 living alumni who are leading, teaching, entertaining, researching, flying, farming, nursing, and more worldwide. Every Blue Raider accomplishment adds value to your degree. Are you connected to the MTSU National Alumni Association? Visit mtalumni.com to share what you're doing. Update your information and see how you can be involved and informed. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Coming up in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back into the Boulevard tonight for Nick McDevitt Live. Glad to have you with us. Saw somebody sneak in the back there, Coach. I saw Derek Mason sneak in, and he's got a busy day coming up on Wednesday with signing day coming up. You got a signing day, then you've got a big event on the 13th of February, Blue Bloods in the round down at Uncle Nearest at the Humble Baron. So that all goes toward the NIL. So if you haven't gotten your tickets for that, folks need to do that.
That's a fact.
It's Songwriters Night, and the songwriters in the round, including Mike Reed, former All-Pro with the Cincinnati Bengals. I've met Mike before. He can flat sing a tune, and he's written some huge hits, including Stranger in My House, which was a big Ronnie Millsap hit, and a whole lot more. So good to see Coach Mason here with us tonight. Last Thursday, New Mexico State came in, and you were without Isam Mustafa on Thursday night. And I'm not sure I've ever seen a kid more hungry and itching and uncomfortable because he was not out there. And that says a lot about him, and I think everybody that follows him knows how uncomfortable he was not being able to be out there with his teammates.
Yeah, he's a competitive young man. You know, he wanted to be out there. He also was, you know, he's smart enough to know the impact that he could have had on that game. You know, that's not to say that, you know, Isam can just suit it up and we would have won, but you'd like to think when it's a 1 or 2 point game down the stretch that he could have had a couple more rebounds and a couple points close to the bucket. That was the area that they hurt us in that game. We just weren't able to manufacture points in the paint, points near the basket, things that Isam's good at. Obviously, the other night he ends up with 17 and 11, and like his 10th double-double on the season, is 47th or 49th, whatever it is, of his career. So something he does. Well, when you've got low block presence like that, the other players on the floor, they feel that too. You know, even if you're guarding JP or Cam or Jalen, you know when Esam's got the ball, and he requires your attention as a defensive player. Well, now, you know, all of a sudden a driving lane or other things on the floor get easier just because he's out there. Not necessarily because he's getting 20 and 20, but because he's just out there. And, you know, you just miss that. And now all of a sudden your substitutions are, your pattern is different. You're starting a different lineup. The guys that are out there, you're looking next to you, and it's just not the same. Well, you know, so your rhythms are out of whack. And, you know, we still had a chance. We had some open looks down the stretch, some really nice open threes, a couple of free throws that could have given us a chance to win that game, you know, or at least take the lead. But anytime you're missing two starters, Kamari Land's still out, and then Esam Mustafa, you're without your 4 and your 5, and you're playing a good team.
You know, and I know you guys, I was there for shoot around, and you're preparing to play without him, and then the game starts, and it's almost, I mean, the ball kind of got stuck, you know, and it was like guys were looking for him, and, you know, he was not going to be walking through the door that night, and you know, but the first half was so different from the second half because, you know, I guess you all had a chance to get in the locker room, talk about it, and then come back out, and the ball moved much better, and again, you made a run, got it down to 1, and had a one-possession game there at 60 or at 59-57.
We couldn't make a shot.
Could not make a shot.
We couldn't make a shot.
You had 10 stops out of 11 possessions defensively,
and the only one was us fouling.
Right.
I mean, we were getting stop after stop after stop. Jalen had a nice open look 3 right in front of our bench. The one I thought was going down was Justin Porter's. When JP
when it leaves his hands, you think it's going to go down anyway.
Sure. But we were on a fast break. Torrey threw it to Chris Loof, and immediately Chris kicked it out to the opposite wing. And that was the one that I think everybody in the building who was there or anybody that was watching thought that's the one that's going to get us over the hump, and we're going to win this thing. Because you really just felt like we need to steal this one. You know, we are at home, but our rhythms are disrupted. We haven't played great, but we're right here. Let's win this game, even though we've been trailing for most of it and haven't played great. Good teams just find a way to hang around and win one, even when you didn't play great. And we were right there to steal it. Just couldn't make the big shot.
Yeah, but you know the defensive effort was there, and like I said, you got it to 2 at 59-57. They end up winning at 61-57, and you know it was so much energy got expended on both ends of the floor in that ball game.
Well, and part of it was because where we hurt ourselves was earlier in the game from basically the 15-15 mark of the second half to the 11:45 mark of the second half. There was a 3.5-minute stretch where we had the ball 7 times. Cam made 2 free throws on one. Justin Porter made a floater on another. And we had 5 turnovers in the other 5 possessions. And it was that stretch where you're hanging around, you're getting stops because the lead went from we were down 9 to down 11 during that 3.5-minute stretch. So it wasn't like they ballooned it up to 20, but that was an opportunity. All of a sudden that lead could have gone from 9 to 3, 9 to 4, something with some better possessions offensively. Yeah. And now you're when we do make that run later, you are taking the lead. Yeah. You know, but we just got careless. The good thing is for the last 8:05 of the game, we had no turnovers, gave up only 2 boards down the stretch, and that's why we were able to make a run. But we dug ourselves a hole. When you're without 2 starters, you can't do that.
Yeah, and you're a team that averages more than 70 a game, end up 57 points. So it just kind of tells you right there you didn't have all your pieces.
No, we didn't. But again, still had a chance to win because I thought we were playing hard, defending well, only gave up 61 points.
Yeah.
When you guard a team to the tune of only giving up 61, you're supposed to win.
Yeah.
And you know, we couldn't shoot a pistol that night.
Yeah. Final score 61-57 New Mexico State, but Blue Raiders turned it around and in 48 hours or less had to face the number one team in the country forcing turnovers and the number one team in steals in the country. That would be the UTEP Miners, and that was the challenge for Saturday. We'll talk about that when we return after this on the Blue Raider Network from Van Wagner.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
Plan ahead and plan for success. Put Lee Company on your team for all your facility and home maintenance needs. They are proud to be an official partner of the MTSU Blue Raiders and have serviced homes and businesses for 80 years. For the very best heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical services, call Lee Company at 615-867-1000. Visit them at leecompany.com or call 615-867-1000.
RJ Young is no longer just your office copier supplier. We are now helping you create the modern office. Our cutting-edge solutions cover security systems, business phones, managed IT, and AV technology for your organization. We've teamed up with world-class partners to save you more through building services, and our U.S.-based specialists are your personal coaches, making sure you always have the highest degree of personalization.
Looking for something to take your mind off this traffic? How about a true story of instant success? Did you hear about the two friends who went grocery shopping in Ashland City and picked up everything on their list plus $75,000? Or the one where a truck driver made a last-minute stop off Interstate 40 and drove off with a cool $1 million? All their lives changed in an instant, and yours could too. So stop by your local retailer for your chance with instant games from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing, life-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Hey, Blue Raider fans, have you heard about the MTSU branded debit card from Ascend Federal Credit Union? Use your Ascend MTSU debit card in stores and online, or add it to your mobile wallet for the ultimate convenience. Need some cash? Use this card fee-free at thousands of ATMs worldwide. Stop by one of Ascend's 5 Murfreesboro branches or visit ascend.org to learn more. Bank where Blue Raiders belong. Ascend Federal Credit Union, the exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics.
Last 30.
Feeling well and need to see a doctor? Find the care you need now at Ascension St. Thomas. We're here with 24/7 ER care, same-day care, and walk-in urgent care for broken bones, sprains, allergies, sore throats, and more. Visit ascension.org/St. Thomas Care to get the right care at the right place at the right time. Serving Middle Tennessee State University, Murfreesboro, and surrounding communities.
Coming up in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back into the Boulevard tonight. Nick McDevitt live, brought to you by First Vision Bank. Accomplish your vision for your personal or business finances with First Vision Bank, with dedicated banking professionals, products to fit your goals, and advanced financial management tools. Your vision is their mission. FVB.bank, FDIC, equal housing lender. So, Thursday night, Blue Raiders drop a 4-point game to New Mexico State. How was the sense of urgency with your ball club on Friday, getting ready to prepare, knowing that you had to make some hay against UTEP coming in?
Well, I think they knew the importance of it immediately after the New Mexico State game was over.
Yeah.
Obviously, we stick around out there on the court for a little while to do my interview with you, and then I make my way to the locker room. And when I got in there, all the guys were sitting in the film room, and everybody, our managers, GAs, everybody was in there, and you could hear a pin drop. I mean, no one was talking, complete silence, just, they were upset but disappointed and knew that because we tell them a lot, if you want to win the league, you've got to win your home games. You just do. You've got to win at home. And that doesn't mean you're going to win all of them all the time, But when you lose one, you feel like there's some urgency now on the next one. And so they knew there was urgency with this UTEP team. And, they'd been playing well and turn you over. They were going to come in hungry, and we knew we had to play well.
We talked a little bit about this the other night, but the preparation for UTEP is hard to do. It's hard to replicate because they try to overplay everything. They cut off passing lanes all over the floor. And you brought up a great point. Do you really want to replicate them, because it could force you into bad habits?
Exactly. They play so different defensively than we do in the way they deny one pass away, how they pressure the ball, what they do in the post. So on one hand, you want to try to give your offense a good look of what it's going to look like. At the same time, you're asking guys who play. They go in the games for us to do that for a couple of days defensively. So now do you have bad habits? Do you start taking a step backwards with your own defensive principles because you're trying to replicate what they do? And now you've got guys gambling for steals instead of sitting in a driving gap. You got guys over-pressuring and coming up with fouls because UTEP fouls a lot. Because of their style of play, they drive up their foul count. That's not something we want Isam Mustafa doing, is being out 30 feet from the basket, trying to hard hedge a ball screen and picking up fouls. You watched their bigs.
They hard hedge.
They run past your big. If your big is getting ready to set a ball screen, if they get anywhere close, their bigs just run right past the screener and go trap the ball. And so when you've got multiple bigs that you want to just keep rotating them in and out, you're willing to live with the occasional foul, because you want the pressure to be there all the time. And so what you got to decide is, do we try to halfway replicate that for a couple of days, or do we want to just keep working on us? The decision we made was, here's the actions that we're going to have to be able to execute, but we're not going to try to replicate what they do defensively for the next, practice and shoot around.
Yeah, and offensively they do some things too. They had some really good screen-to-screener actions and things like that. And you have guys like, Kalu is one of those who, it's like, is he ever going to graduate? He's been there forever. But Hamilton does not necessarily look the part as a big scorer, has not shown that, but he had a big night the other night with 14 points.
Well, what they do is similar to the way we were last year with Josh Agundale.
Right.
Josh, 6'11", 7 foot, 300 pounds. When he came in the game, we just knew his stamina wasn't going to be to where he was going to be out there very long. So when he is in there, make sure he gets the ball. And that's what they do with Hamilton. As soon as he gets in there, he's 6'11", 300 pounds. And during his minutes, they're going to get him the basketball, because he does have really good feet, good touch around that basket. He's hard to handle. And just knowing he's not going to be able to be out there very long and run up down that court at that size, so they make sure they pound the ball inside when he's there. And he had a good night, had 2 big offensive rebound putbacks at critical points in the game. So he's a good player. They got a good rotation of bigs out at UTEP.
Let's talk about the stretch run. You're down 1 at the under-8 media timeout with 6:59 to play. You come out and immediately get the lead and are up, tied the game at 61, I should say, on free throws, on a free throw. From that point on, the game was tied 4 times, and you never trailed for the remainder of the game. I thought that was important, that you never let them get the lead back.
Yeah, I thought we, again, just did a good job of not turning the ball over. At the 10:30 mark, that was the under 12 media. The 10:30 mark of the first half, we already had 5 turnovers. And so we were telling our guys, if you do the math, you're looking at having about 22 turnovers tonight. If we have 22 turnovers, we're not winning. And for the next 30-plus minutes, we had 7 turnovers for the rest of the game. And, a 12-turnover night against a team that's the number 1 team in the country at turning you over is an A effort, and that was why we won the game.
One thing that jumped off the stat sheet, and we talked about it too, is free throws got to be contagious.
Yeah, we've got to talk to Bob Verbal a little bit. He
is the self-proclaimed free throw coach.
I don't know what he's been telling them. we've got to change his verbiage, his language, his technique. Whatever Bob has been doing with him on the side, we're going to have to remedy. No,
how do you deal with that though? I mean, people, I get them out there. You got to shoot a bunch of them, but you all shoot a bunch of them every day.
Yeah, sometimes it's who's there. Yeah. Who's shooting them. I'm sure if Trey Green and Justin Porter and Alec Oglesby were shooting the most free throws on our team, we'd be shooting 80% from the free throw line. There are some guys that you're saying, before you let him dunk the ball, before you let him lay it in, foul him. And, that's just, you got to kill that scout. On the other hand, you just got to get in the gym and keep working on it. You got to get up there with some confidence. It's different, shooting in an empty gym, but that is where your confidence comes from, is your practice and your repetition. But it's different when you're shooting a free throw in a one-possession game with less than a minute to go, and then shooting in the Murphy Center by yourself.
I'll tell you, there were 3 incredible stat lines in that ball game. 4, if you want to count Torrey Alston, who was 11 points, 7 rebounds. Isam Mustafa, 17 points, 11 rebounds, his 10th double-double of the year, 47th of his career. Jalen Counter, 21 points, really heated up things early, had 5 threes. And then Cam Weston did not score a point, but had the 5th most assists in a single game ever. 14 assists and 6 rebounds. Unbelievable.
Yeah, he was really, really good. That's hard to do in an intramural game at Student Rec.
Yeah, and Justin Porter, by the way, 15.
Yeah, 14 assists and 2 turnovers against anybody is really hard to do. To only have 2 turnovers against that high-pressure defense, but also just how much we put the ball in his hands. I mean, almost every time down, he's coming off the action, particularly in that game, a lot of ball screens to get 2 on the ball. It forced 2 guys to get on the ball. Now, he's got to make good decisions, and he did it over and over. He was really, really good.
And in the game, Justin Porter became the 35th member of the 1,000-point club at Middle Tennessee, and he did it in less than 3 years.
Less than 3 years.
Yeah.
And really, two years and 20 games has gone over the 1,000-point mark, and wouldn't hurt my feelings to see him get about 300 or 400 more before this one's over.
Exactly. Raiders won at 71-68. We'll take a timeout. Coming up next, we'll talk about why the Raiders are so strong this year. Josh Wilkerson, Blue Raider strength and conditioning coach, will be with us after this on the Blue Raider Network from Van Wagner.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
Plan ahead and plan for success. Put Lee Company on your team for all your facility and home maintenance needs. They are proud to be an official partner of the MTSU Blue Raiders and have serviced homes and businesses for 80 years. For the very best heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical services, call Lee Company at 615-867-1000. Visit them at leecompany.com or call 615-867-1000.
RJ Young is no longer just your office copier supplier. We are now helping you create the modern office. Our cutting-edge solutions cover security systems, business phones, managed IT, and AV technology for your organization. We've teamed up with world-class partners to save you more through building services, and our U.S.-based specialists are your personal coaches, making sure you always have the highest degree of personalization.
Smith dribbles to the top of the key and lets it fly, and it's no good. Oh, but wait, he was fouled. They'll have another chance to win. Hey, you know what this reminds me of, Bob?
The game against State last year?
Nope, the bonus scratch instant games from the Tennessee Lottery. They give you 2 chances to win, one on the front of the ticket and one on the back.
Okay, that's random.
Play the bonus scratch instant games today for your chance at up to $500,000. The Tennessee Lottery, game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
When it comes to money, I'm a saver.
Me too. Though I can also be a bit of a spender.
Well, Ascend has got you both covered. With our interest-earning checking, you can
Earn interest so I can save money for my beach trip?
Sure. And with our rewards checking, you can
get cash back for my purchases? Tap reward?
Yep. So no matter how you handle your money, Ascend Federal Credit Union has the right checking account for you. Interest-earning checking earns 3.56% annual percentage yield up to $15,000. Some restrictions apply.
Not feeling well and need
Last
to
30.
see a doctor? Find the care you need now at Ascension St. Thomas. We're here with 24/7 ER care, same-day care, and walk-in urgent care for broken bones, sprains, allergies, sore throats, and more. Visit ascension.org/St. Thomas Care to get the right care at the right place at the right time. Serving Middle Tennessee State University, Murfreesboro, and surrounding communities.
Coming up in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back into the Boulevard tonight for Nick McDevitt Live. Our show brought to you in part by the Raiders Rising Collective. Raiders Rising provides student athletes from all 17 varsity sports at MTSU opportunities to earn income based on their name, image, and likeness. Follow at Raiders Rising on X and RaidersRising.com for more information. I want to welcome our special guest tonight. We have diverted our way from the players a little bit to one of the guys who makes the players what they are, and that is Josh Wilkerson, the strength and conditioning coach for the Blue Raiders. Give him a nice welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Josh is a Middle Tennessee grad.
Yes, sir.
Got his, you have your bachelor's degree from Middle, correct? Master's degree,
yeah.
That's right. Your bachelor's, you were a player at Kentucky State.
Yes, sir.
In Frankfort.
Yes, sir.
And you got your master's at Middle, and then ended up working with Vanderbilt basketball for a year. That's correct?
Yep, that was last year. I got blessed with the opportunity at such a young age to work at a prestigious program like that in the SEC, to get to see how it's done at the highest level under Marcus Edwards and Jerry Stackhouse. So, yeah, it set me up.
And then you came back and you were working at Middle, correct? When the job came open.
So during my master's, I was also a grad teaching assistant.
Okay.
So I taught a couple extra science classes while getting my master's at Middle.
And then the job came open as strength and conditioning coach for basketball, and you applied.
Yes, sir. I jumped straight on it. This was one of the ones I was looking at.
And I was talking to Coach McDevitt, and he'll talk about it a little bit, but he and Jamie Blatnick were going through the applications, and they both came up with one they said they were very interested in, and he just happened to be already on campus, and it was you.
No, it was crazy how it happened. My first phone call with Coach McDevitt, he asked me, where do I live at? I was like, I live down the street. I was already living in Murfreesboro at the time, so it was a flawless transition. I got hired, and then 3 days later, I started the job, so it made it real easy for me.
So you played high school basketball at Caldwell County in Kentucky.
Yes, sir.
Grew up in Nashville. Played basketball there, and then you were a college player at Kentucky State. Do you feel like your experience as a college player helps you relate to these guys who are going through their college experience now?
Yeah, absolutely. The best, I'm on the performance side now, but the best coaches I've seen in my field are the ones that can relate the weight room work to the actual basketball performance work. And that builds a great relationship with the players, vice versa. And also a way to translate it to coaches, kind of being a bridge between the players and the coaches in a sense like that. But absolutely, I'm all about basketball. I'm a basketball guy.
I know. I know, because you get in these arguments all the time about who's the best this, who's the best that. And we get the Michael Jordan, LeBron thing going all the time, which you're wrong still, but that's okay.
Don't get me started, please.
No. There were some photographs that Logan Hasselback put up on social media at the end of the summer, and it showed the difference in the guys before summer started and their workouts with you, and at the end of the summer. And guys like, I was looking in particular like at Chris Loof, how much, size he had put on, how much muscle mass. And you can do different things with the kids during that part of the year as opposed to right now. Kind of talk about the difference in what you do as a strength and conditioning coach in the off season as opposed to during the season.
Absolutely. So when I first got here, it was June 1st. So I had.
And that's when they all showed up.
That's when all the players showed up. It was first meeting with everybody. So I had 8 weeks that was my summertime time with them. We were in the gym 4 days a week. I told them as soon as I got there, it's going to be a little different than what you guys are used to. And it was. After they saw how I set the tone from day one, especially being so young, I wanted them to know that I'm about business when it comes to workouts. And they bought in 100%. I give all the credit to the players. And we got great results over those 8 weeks. It was a lot of time in the weight room. It wasn't easy workouts at all. Shout out to our whole staff, nutrition-wise, getting those guys everything they needed. It was big time for us, and the results speak for themselves. From there, we went into preseason training. Now it's about getting guys more into that game shape, ready to get going toward November. We had a lot of fun in my eyes in preseason. We did a lot of different things. One thing we have a thing called road games, where we just try to implicate a road games type situation, really challenge them mentally and physically. So we did all type of things. My favorite one is in Murfreesboro. It's called Tiger Hill. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Oh, yeah, out on the south side of town.
Yes, sir. Coach Long introduced me to it. We got the guys up at 5 o'clock in the morning, drove over there at dark, pulled up, and all you see was just a hill. It's just hill. You can't even see the top of it.
Oh, I know.
And we had a fun day over there. But just that, and then now you can see it's translating to the season. We're pretty resilient on the road, going through trials and tribulations, and yeah, it's been a fun ride, man.
There's another hill out here, out Las Casas Pike, that Doc Crease, when Doc was here and was the strength coach, he named that hill Pro Maker Hill, and they took, because it was closer to campus, they took players out there. But in basketball, is it different, the type of things that you do for strength and flexibility as opposed to what football does a lot of times? Are you building bulk, or how much is it to have strength that is usable?
Absolutely. It is different. Summertime, it's a lot more similar as you can see in the pictures. I am trying to build their bodies. I told them we are doing bodybuilding type workouts. We're going to break your body down, get the right nutrition and sleep, and then you're going to get back bigger and stronger. So aesthetically, in the summertime, you see the most results. But beyond that, it's a lot more sport specific in basketball training. I get into basketball style of training, the angles they use, not to get too sciencey with it, but it is slightly different. We work more on jumping higher, the more power aspect of it. We have a really big and athletic team, which is best of both worlds. So that's what I focus on. And then in season, it's all about just keeping those guys, one, as healthy as possible, and kind of maintain those results that we worked so hard in the offseason for, and just keeping them as fresh as possible going into that game day.
I was talking to Rob Burlingham about our operations director, who he has to set up when we make road trips. He has to set up all the meals and all of that. And one of the things he talked about that he was impressed when you came in is you already had some meal plans of like, okay, when we go on the road, here are, for a dinner on a night before a game, here's what you want to do. But on the day of a game, here's what you want to do from when you break down carbs and proteins and things like that. But sometimes the nutrition part gets lost on people when it is very, very important on how they go about what you put in, what you get out.
Absolutely. I tell guys, that's the nutrition, the recovery part of it is just as important as the workout. I'll tell them the weight room work, that's only 20% of the totality of what we're doing. You have to recover, especially when we are doing long practices, long workouts every single day. So yeah, shout out to Rob. He's so helpful with that as far as getting the guys the right menus they need. He works super hard on that. I just gave him my knowledge of it, what I think would be best for us to do game day -1, pregame, in season, off season, getting guys the right protein, carbs, and fats we need. And the results have continually showed. So shout out to Rob.
Yeah, who is the biggest workout fiend on the basketball team?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. You would think it's Justin Porter, the way he's built. A lot of that is genetically. Shout out to Justin Porter. He's a dog, but I'm not going to say him. I'm going to say TG.
Trey Green.
And Alec Oglesby.
I'll tell you this. Alec Oglesby had, as we know, had shoulder surgery.
Yes, sir.
And was out. He's been out for a long time, but we went on the road a lot during, obviously during the whole year, but the workouts you all put him through when he was recovering, before he could practice with the guys, I wouldn't want to go through those because when he was able to come back and start practice, he was in incredible shape, and that's because of the workouts you all put him through.
Yeah, my goal with our injured players is to make sitting out of practice harder than practice. So if you're sitting out, don't think you're about to just chill and relax and have a good day watching guys play basketball. Me and the athletic trainer work really well together and just making sure those guys are ready as much as possible. So as soon as they get back from that injury, they're full go for Coach McDevitt.
Because, I mean, when somebody's recovering, number one, they're going through rehab with you.
Yes, sir.
And they're also getting the medical part from Adil El-Haddad, who is our athletic trainer. Now, to wind this up, the real question I have is, who talks more crap at the end of the bench, you or Adil, during games?
Hey, Adil got that one. He's a little man, but he has a loud voice. And me and him just try to provide energy on that side of the bench.
And we've got video evidence of him at Sam Houston, waving goodbye to the crowd.
Yeah, we have a great time over there, man.
You all have a good time down there. I tell you, it's been fun. You sit right in front of me on the bus, so we have good conversations and all that. You've been a really welcome addition to the program and to the team, and it's one big happy family as we travel around.
Yeah, it is, man. I really appreciate you. Everything you do as well for the team. Best voice in the conference by far.
Thank you, Josh. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Josh Wilkerson, our strength and conditioning coach. We'll take a timeout. More with Coach Nick McDevitt after this on the Blue Raider Network from Van Wagner.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
Roscoe Brown is proud to be a longtime supporter of MTSU athletics and your locally owned HVAC and plumbing company for over 80 years. Roscoe Brown has been the trusted name for heating, cooling, and plumbing for Middle Tennessee homeowners and businesses. Call 888-MY-ROSCOE to schedule your HVAC or plumbing service today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown. People you know, a name you trust. Go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown.
RoscoeBrown.com.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance takes great pride in supporting and treating Middle Tennessee State University athletes. Providing expert treatment of injuries to bones, joints, or muscles, TOA's team of orthopedic specialists can get you back in the game. Same-day appointments and walk-ins are welcome. Injured? Visit one of our many ortho urgent cares, or to make an appointment, call 1-855-NEED-TOA or visit www.toa.com. TOA, the official team doctor for Blue Raider Athletics.
The MTSU Alumni Association is proud of its more than 130,000 living alumni who are leading, teaching, entertaining, researching, flying, farming, nursing, and more worldwide. Every Blue Raider accomplishment adds value to your degree. Are you connected to the MTSU National Alumni Association? Visit mtalumni.com to share what you're doing. Update your information and see how you can be involved and informed. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
Plan ahead
Last 30.
Success. Put Lee Company on your team for all your facility and home maintenance needs. They are proud to be an official partner of the MTSU Blue Raiders and have serviced homes and businesses for 80 years. For the very best heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical services, call Lee Company at 615-867-1000. Visit them at leecompany.com or call 615-867-1000.
Coming up in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Nick McDevitt live tonight from the Boulevard. Our program brought to you in part by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Middle Tennessee State University. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Drink responsibly, Bud Light. Did you enjoy the Clash last night?
Did I? Man, the fact that racing was back on was awesome. The fact that Chase Elliott won the race made it even better. So, yeah, our house was a happy house last night.
And the only thing better than that is
5 random questions.
5 random questions for the head coach. And it is time to lay them down here. All right. Middle Tennessee has beaten 6 schools that have won the men's basketball national championship. How many can you name?
Kentucky.
Correct.
UCLA.
Correct.
Michigan State.
Correct. They have not beaten North Carolina.
Played North Carolina.
Played North Carolina. 1 easy, 2 hard ones.
One easy.
And 1 is right under your nose, or was right under your nose. How about UTEP? We've beaten them 12 times.
Got it. Got it.
Michigan, we beat Michigan. And then the 6th one, this one is the hard one. Beat Wyoming, and Wyoming won the championship in 1943. So
right before your 17th birthday.
Right before my 17th birthday. That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, this or that. Free travel for a year, or free housing for 5 years.
Ooh. Free travel for a year.
Free travel for a year.
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't disagree with you on that.
Free travel.
One. What is your favorite family tradition?
Favorite family tradition?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Something you all do every year, or?
Well, I know this. Around every Christmas, what are we watching, Coop? Christmas Vacation. Yes. Yeah, that is the best.
Yeah.
I mean, my sister, my cousins, anytime any one of us are watching
and does the family, like with the text start?
And you just take a picture of the TV and everybody knows it's on, and then you can watch channel.
Yeah, well, I've got a group of friends that we can have complete conversations with only quotes from
the movie,
from Christmas Vacation, Major League, Caddyshack, and Animal House.
Shout out to Bob Uecker.
So there you go. That's a good one. All right, today is National Carrot Cake Day. What is your favorite cake? Carrot cake. My mother's carrot cake is right there.
My favorite cake?
Yeah, your favorite cake.
Carrot cake's up there on cake.
Speaking of cake, did you notice that one of your players stole a piece of cake from me on Saturday?
Esam brought it straight into the press conference after the game and was proud of it and told everybody in there who he stole it from.
That's right. Jessica Davis, who is a fan, and she brought me a piece of her birthday cake, and Esam stole it from me after the game. Well,
wait a second. Now, I was told that you offered that up if he got a double-double.
Well, he was the one who said, if I get a double-double, I'm going to get the whole thing. That's how that conversation went.
Got it.
But, all right. So, okay, now, since we're not back here until next Monday, how does the Super Bowl play out?
How does the Super Bowl play out? It wouldn't hurt my feelings to see the Eagles get it. Reed Blankenship, it would be great to see him come
pick
home
six
with one.
to win it. How about that?
That would be great. That would be great. I would, he was great while he was here, but man, you remember people by the way that make you feel, and as a parent, you watch how they, make your kids feel, and that they don't make them any better than Reed.
They certainly don't.
The way he's been with Cooper and our family, and he's an easy one to pull for, and we're going to be rooting hard for him in that Super Bowl.
Absolutely. And that is 5 random questions for the coach tonight. We'll take a timeout and wrap it up with Coach Nick McDevitt after this on the Blue Raider Network from Van Wagner.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
Roscoe Brown is proud to be a longtime supporter of MTSU athletics and your locally owned HVAC and plumbing company for over 80 years. Roscoe Brown has been the trusted name for heating, cooling, and plumbing for Middle Tennessee homeowners and businesses. Call 888-MY-ROSCOE to schedule your HVAC or plumbing service today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown. People you know, a name you trust. Go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown. RoscoeBrown.com.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance takes great pride in supporting and treating Middle Tennessee State University athletes. Providing expert treatment of injuries to bones, joints, or muscles, TOA's team of orthopedic specialists can get you back in the game. Same-day appointments and walk-ins are welcome. Injured? Visit one of our many ortho urgent cares, or to make an appointment, call 1-855-NEED-TOA or visit www.toa.com.
Perfect.
The official team doctor for Blue Raider Athletics.
The MTSU Alumni Association is proud of its more than 130,000 living alumni who are leading, teaching, entertaining, researching, flying, farming, nursing, and more worldwide. Every Blue Raider accomplishment adds value to your degree. Are you connected to the MTSU National Alumni Association? Visit mtalumni.com to share what you're doing. Update your information and see how you can be involved and informed. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Coming up in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to our final segment with Coach Nick McDevitt tonight. And first place on the line Thursday night down at the Pete in Jacksonville, Alabama. And they'll have a big crowd down there. They've been playing well. And this is why you get into coaching.
Man,
games like this.
Yeah, that's a hard place. They'll have the students on the baseline within reaching distance of the end of our bench. They put their band is literally within about 6 feet of the end of our bench. And during the timeouts,
and they have a huge pep band.
Blow you out of there. And it is loud. You cannot hear what's going on in your huddle. You can't. You have to get as far away as you can, and you're screaming. What they do is most of the students that are there on the side are friends of all the people that are in the pep band because they're in the football marching band, and we've all seen how huge Jacksonville State's marching band is. And so they've got about a 30-person pep band, and then there's about 75 others that are their buddies that are in the marching band, but that night they're there to yell and scream at you, and it's a good home court advantage for them.
And Ray Harper has a good team.
Yes, he does. They got some good players.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. We will be there with the broadcast on Thursday and Kennesaw on Saturday.
Yes, sir. Big week.
All right, thank you all for coming out tonight. For Coach Nick McDevitt, this is Chip Walter saying thanks for being with us. Good night, and we'll talk to you on Thursday from Jacksonville, Alabama. Good night.
You've been listening to Nick McDevitt Live. Tonight's show was presented by Ascend.